Cool, so going back to Connie's choreography, she had this section where she rocks side to side, she preps, and then she goes around like this. So hitting kind of this rocking motion first, we're gonna imagine a triangle. So if we were to rock normally, again, we're sitting into our hips, and we're just rocking backwards and forwards. And that's this way. Now when we hit that triangle motion, we're gonna go forward and then directly diagonal. But we always wanna return to this forward point here. So it's forward to the corner, forward to the corner. And then she just has her hands out. So we're still rocking forward, but then we're going backwards to each corner. So boom, tap, boom, tap. Yeah, that's that diagonal rock. And in her choreography, she goes forward, left, forward, right, forward, prep. That leg comes back up. We cross our arms, and then we lean. And to do this lean, and to stay kind of in the right sort of range of motion, we want to make sure we don't arch our back when we do the lean. We want to just sit nice and low, get wide if we really want to make it big, and we're going to push our pelvis to counter that weight. And this goes around throughout the whole circle. So if we want to go backwards, we push our pelvis in the opposite way. And then if we want to go this way, it's the opposite way all throughout, yeah? So we're prepping, boom, I'm forward, so my pelvis is back. I'm right, so it's to the left, and then the opposite all the way through. And then if you want to, again, get lower, you just sit wider, even wider, and then you can push your pelvis even further. So this motion here. And then it's like this groove.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, like the tension is all on your quadril.
Yeah, and then you want to make sure, right, you want to resist. Make sure you don't have tension up here. This should stay relaxed. As soon as this gets tense from the speed, you're going to lift your shoulders and it's going to look very tight.
Yeah.
So you want to stay relaxed as much as you can. To swing around, boom. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool, so I'm going back to Connie's little move in her choreography. The full move, just really slowly to remind us, is step, back, reach, and she hits this motion. Okay, now to get this, we're gonna really go back to our rock. And to go to that, we're gonna have our knees nice and well bent. We're gonna keep our hips underneath our rock. To know that our hips are staying there, my cue personally is I feel where there's this moment of tension in my hips. When I have that moment of tension, that's kind of how I know I'm switching from using my hips to rock to pushing my butt out, right? So there's this kind of motion here. And you kind of know this as well because your hips stay in a fairly linear kind of like area, but once you push back too far, they lift. Yeah, so it stays in line like this. Yeah, if it stays in that line, you know that you're walking within that correct range for now. Okay, cool. So it's rocking forward, back, and I'm getting my arms nice and high. This is just to make it look a little bit more intentional and bigger as I rock forward, backward, and then I reach and do the same thing. To make the rock look a little bit bigger, what you can do is sink a little bit lower into it, right? Sink a little bit lower into that move, and also you can make it look bigger by leaning to the side just a little bit. So if I were facing forward and I were just to rock forward, right? This is my maximum. That's how big that looks. If I lean to the side a little bit, it makes it look bigger by illusion, right? You're getting more motion, but that's how you can make it look bigger without necessarily pushing that back out. And the last tip that we talked about was making sure we stay relaxed throughout the movement and only tense those muscles when you really need to create that impact. For example, I'm doing this, but when I hear a bass on the rock back, boom! That's where I increase my tension. So I'm relaxed, boom, boom, switch and up. So relax and intense. Good.
Awesome.
Cool. So this is just my understanding of the guara. Guara may not be perfect, but for this step, we're going to focus firstly from the basics using our legs. Our knees going to point outwards as we lean onto the left leg. It's out, and then it just twists in, out, in. But I'm not pivoting as I twist, I'm landing down. So it's landing, I'm not pivoting there at all. So it's up, down, yeah? Making sure that the knee goes this way, and then this way. Out, down. Good, as we do that, we're gonna notice that our body leans each way, right? So when I'm up, my body is this way, if you'll notice. Yeah? So my chest is out here, and then when I come down, I lean into this leg, so all my weight goes here basically, and that's gonna push my chest this way, and it's gonna lift my shoulder upwards just a little bit. Down, down, down. So the 2 points, knee is turning, out and land, and as we do that, our body's gonna prep here, then it's gonna land down, up, down, and to make it look bigger, you just let your kind of chest and body sink in and follow that motion. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. So we're gonna go through this crossing heel toe variation. Sometimes it's called the gallop. It may have other terms, but yeah, you're just crossing over with the heel toe. Now, this will follow the same forward and backward motion, exactly the same as a normal heel toe. But because you're crossing your legs, you want to be able to open your body up. And to do that, you have to counterbalance the other way. Yeah? So, to do this, we're going to lean forward when we cross, and then we're going to lean back still when we go to the toe. But as we lean back, I'm going to come off to the side just a little bit, and that's going to make it easier. If I were not to go to the side, it would look very stiff, right? So you want to open it up by going backwards and to the side. Cool. Moving on from this, the third step, again, it's forward, and then it's backward. Yeah? So this is the basic form of it. We're just going forward, backward, with a little side lean on that first and second step. Boom, tap, tap, boom. Now, when you see the jack added to this, a lot of that comes from the hips. And to use our hips, we want to come up onto the balls of our feet, and that's going to lift us up. Boom, tap, boom, tap, boom. So if you look at the toes there, boom, tap, boom. Yeah? And when we use that in this heel toe variation, it goes 1, 2, 3, and on the same foot, it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can increase speed. Tap, 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 tap.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so crossroads, I think sometimes also called crosswalk. If I start with my right leg, we're gonna start walking backwards first. And 7, 8, back, outwards, forward, back, again, repeat, then we step and fall. So again, let's review that. 5, 6, 7, 8. It goes back, out, forward, out, back, out, forward, down. Then we repeat the opposite way, back, out, forward, out, back, out, forward, kick. So, the groove there, we're gonna make sure that our hips turn a lot, but our upper body stays nice and focused. And that's gonna make it look a lot like a salsa, and a lot of that similar kind of Latin dancing feel. So, we're gonna start again by crossing our legs, 7, 8, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, kick, right, left, right, left, right, left, kick, right, ta 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 ta. Okay,
Wow.
that's the crossroad.
So cool.
Cool. So our loose legs here, the advanced version which adds the heel toe, the original one, has a 4 kind of step sequence here. And the counts are, just starting with the counts, 1, E, and A, 2, E, and A. Cool. The points we wanted to add here is remembering this hip rainbow that we add, this step that we learned from the chase, right? So that's point 1, key point 1, is creating that rainbow. And then also adding these angles here as we took. Now, the angle I'll say comes secondary. It's not quite as important as, say, this jacking motion or this rocking motion if we go a little bit more simplified. The rocking motion starts like this. We lean forward, then backwards on the second step, forward on the heel, and then back on the toe. So forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. And as you keep it going, it'll make sense. Now if I were to add a heel toe, it all works seamlessly because it's the same forward on the heel, backward on the toe. In more advanced house grooves and when we add variations, this pairing can kind of swap, but at least when you're starting out, just remember, heel is forward, toe is backwards for the heel, toe, and the loose legs. So forward, backward, keeping it going. And then when we add the angles, okay.
Cool.
Alright, so talking about the swirl here, we're gonna punctuate it. The ultimate goal is to have the body only facing forward and having the hips isolated, right? And it look very smooth. But to understand that, we have to start with the basics first. So we're gonna punctuate and have stops in the step. And to do this, we're gonna step each time onto the ball of our feet. So I step, and then I joint, going up, step down, joint up, step down, up, down, up. And when I go up, I turn on the ball of my foot. So I step, turn, step, turn, step, turn, step, turn. Good. When we get our hips isolated, again, the goal is at the end of the day to have the chest only facing forward, but as we're training it, we want to make sure we feel the hips a lot. So I actually am going to turn my body just to understand what my hips are doing. I'm going to step here, facing the whole way this way, right? My body. And then as I turn, my body turns first, and my hips follow and they drag. So I step, drag, step. And you can kind of think, like you're opening a door, and it has this weird motion. Pull, reset, pull, reset. And then eventually, and I'm still punctuating it, I want to be able to, okay, last little tip, make sure you show your heel. The heel is very important. This shows that you're turning your hips all the way. So I step, and I pull all the way back. And if you can, in Korea, they taught us you want to have your foot back here. And that's going to make sure we turn all the way. Yeah. So stepping back all the way. And I'm showing my heel and it's crossed in front. And if you put your heel back, it's actually going to turn your hips more. And you're going to be able to feel it. And then you have the swirl. Cool. So from the OMG choreography, we're going to start with a little kick here. And when I kick, I like to face forward a little bit because this will let me prep and go up with my body to lean forward when I swipe. So again, 5, 6, 7, 8, we kick, leaning forward. We prep going up to swing forward again. And our body's facing forward as we swipe. Then we step left, right, and then swing it back around. So again, if we watch the angles of our body, we're facing forward and to the side, prepping up, forward again, and then we're going to step out just for a little bit to swing it back. And then when we do the next dodge, we're going to stay on the balls of our feet to go up, up. And whenever we do that dodge, I want you to try and get that knee behind your other knee and really turn, and you're going to hop to each foot. Boom. So all together, and we're going to add the shuffle and dodge as well. It goes 5, 6, 7, 8. It's swing, prep, down, step, and down, 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 shuffle, dodge, and then we do the loose legs. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Good.
Okay, we stop here.
Alright, so starting from the fast, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, we're gonna go leaning forward and to the right, and then back on the last step, forward and back, forward, and we dodge. So again, one last time. Cool, we're from here, we lean forward and back, forward and back, forward and dodge. From here, we're facing this way, we're gonna open up this way and do a little Indian step, but house version. We kick, kick, and then land at the same time, down. And then we reset, and we do one more Indian step, kick, and we slide. Okay, so again, one more time, just reviewing that. So we're going ta, 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 swing. Here we powwow, kick and down, reset, kick and slide. From this slide here, notice my body is facing forward, so I can open up, forward to open up into a loose legs, heel, toe with the rock, then we reset here. When we reset, my weight is on my left leg here, so that I can slide it in. And when I slide it in, my right leg is going to shoot to the side, so it can go upwards, and I want to land facing forward. So from here, reset, we shoot out, forward, land in front, and then we put our weight on our left leg the same way again. From here, we're going to kick out, kick, down, hop, kick, back, kick, down. Okay.
Cool.
Good. Cool, nice. So we've just finished with this step here.
Yeah.
Bringing it back and back forward. Now from here, we're going to skate by throwing our leg out, and then we're going to crunch forward. From here, we're just going to reset. Yeah, so watching that, we finish here. We throw our leg forward to skate, out, and then we're going to gallop, heel, toe, and then reset one more time. From here, we're going to hit our scroll twice. 1, 2, and then we're just going to switch to heel, toe. We're going to pause here for one count. So we pause, and then we pas de bourrée to a lotus, to a pas de bourrée, step, and out. One more time, just to review it. So we finish tap, down, skate, reset, gallop, down, swirl it out, and heel, toe, and tap, lotus, pas de bourrée, and out.
Nice.